we would like to remind you, the audience and competitors, of these things. All exhibitors, remember to wear your black number during the show. While we're here, we would just like to introduce you to our judge. This is Brie Coxbill. She grew up on a third-generation family farm and ranch near Torrington, Wyoming. For over 10 years, she showed lambs and goats at the county and state and national levels. She's worked alongside her mom, Dawn, to operate Coxbill Show Goats, and her sister, Candy, and show 'em feeds. Bree was the Wyoming 2022-2023 state officer and is now a junior at the University of Wyoming studying physiology on the pre-med path. Outside of the school, Bree is active on a STEM-based sorority, a pre-health club, a volunteering on a research lab in physiology and department. She is passionate about the livestock industry and youth development. All right, on deck, we're going to need the intermediate breeding meat goat showmanship kiddos. If you can head over to the holding pen real quick, please.
Good afternoon. I'm super excited to be back here for the goat show, especially for showmanship. I love goat showmanship, always loved it, enjoyed it when I was showing. And it's really fun to see showmen come out here with their does and just to see them exhibit and see all their hard work throughout the summer. These top two, I think, are both a really good pair. There's one, I think, that does a really great job just walking out, getting their does set, and just getting that perfect look every single time. Our grand champion is going to be this lady here in the blue. Congratulations. I love the way she gets that dough set up straight up into her, the neck at 90 degrees. It's nice and relaxed, and she's got that nose pointed straight down so it's level. Gets a really good look, so congratulations, young lady. The young man in reserve. This dough may be small, but he's doing a really good job getting her set up and getting her looking good. I like how you get her to walk around the ring. She's really up-headed. She likes to move out pretty well. I think you do a really good job working with her with the height difference. If there's anything, maybe just get a little bit more of a push. And a really good trick is just to point that toe up to get him onto your calf to get him pushing up into you. You might give it a try. But congratulations, young man, and you're a great showman. Now between second and third, they're both really good. And the young lady coming in third, I applaud you. Your doe is being really naughty. Does tend to be really high strong and like to blow up, but you're keeping your calm, you're keeping your cool. And I really applaud you for that. I'll take that any day over someone who gets really frustrated. I really went tossed up between you and our reserve showman, but I think it's just that walking out piece for today. But you do a really good job getting your doe presented, especially on the chain with being off to the side. As a fellow goat showman, I know it's hard to get him to stay put like that for a long period of time, but you're doing a really good job. Your transitions are really smooth. So I commend you for that. Congratulations. Our young lady rounding out the class, you are a good showman. You're really excellent. You know where I'm at in the ring at all times. Your eye contact is really good. If there's anything I like to critique, just make sure you get your doe stuck. Keep her straight in line. Don't tilt that neck side to side. It makes a really wonky look from the profile or for the back. And just make sure you get her neck to 90 degrees when you're bracing her. It'll make a world of a difference. But congratulations. Keep up the good work. Can we give those senior showmen a round of applause?
Can we get Charlie Adams over to the holding pens, please? If we have any Pee Wee showmen that want to show after the junior showmanship, make your way to the holding pen, please.
Can we give these intermediate goat showmen a round of applause, please? I'm always one for first impressions when you come in the ring, and then as you continue around the ring, how well you present your animal between walking out, when you get them set up, how well are your showmanship transitions? You know where I'm at. And goats are a challenge. You have a halter or a chain that you have to work with, so it's a lot more challenging than sheep or other animals because you have to deal with that hand maneuvering with that chain in your hand and trying to get in the stay bracing at the same time can be really hard. But these showmen here in the top 3 do a really great job. There's one for me that puts a lot of the pieces together. They get their animal to walk out, has that good show ring presence. On the side, it gets them set up really well. The transitions are done nice and smoothly. And that's going to be your young lady right here in the middle is going to be your champion. If there's one thing I would nitpick is your doe has such a beautiful front. If you can work on getting that front shown off more by just changing your stance a little bit, I think would serve you very well, especially in the breeding classes, just to maneuver your leg a little bit to show off that front end. But great work. Your reserve champion is going to be a young lady right here. She gets this doe set up very well, walks her out very nicely. Her eye contact is great, but I am a stickler. Pick between the chain or the halter, one or the other. I'm a personal believer that you don't need both, especially if you got them trained pretty well. But you did a really good job, and you're a really great goat showman, so keep up the great work. This young lady is going to be third. Your eye contact, ring awareness, getting your doe to walk out are all things I commend you on, and you do extremely well. Where I nitpick you a bit is just getting that neck back to 90 degrees. There was a few times it wanted to go a little bit forward, and just making sure to let that doe come into you on the interior side of your leg and not towards the top of your part of your thigh. That way they're able to breathe and come into you for a nice brace and push. But great work, and keep working. You're a really good goat showman. You're welcome. Our 2 goat showmen rounding out the class, I talked to them each individually. They're both great in their own right, and they have a lot of great pieces to them. There's just a few things here and there that I nitpick, especially in such a good intermediate class. So keep up the good work and just keep going. You're both very good goat showmen. Can we give these exhibitors a round of applause? Great work. Good job.
All right, thank you, class. So in 5th place, we have number 624, McKenna. 4th place is number 626, Mariah. 3rd place, number 444, Adeline. 2nd place, 171, Tegan. And 1st place, 532, Taya. All right, our next class is our junior breeding meat goat showmanship. If we have any Pee Wee showmen, can you make your way to the holding pen, please? We want to thank our buckle sponsors. So our Champion 4-H Senior Breeding Meat Goat Showman buckle is sponsored by the Landers Family Feed and Livestock. The Champion 4-H Intermediate Breeding Meat Goat Showman buckle is from the Laramie County Conservation District. And then the Champion 4-H Junior Breeding Meat Goat Showmanship buckle is from Boots on the Ground Productions. We would just like to thank you guys so much for sponsoring those buckles.
Can we give this young man a round of applause out here in junior showmanship? He is doing a phenomenal job. Him and I talked more one-on-one of some things I'd like for him to work on, but he does such a good job of getting this doe walking out. One of the things I mentioned to him is I am a stickler, showing goats at all levels. Pick the halter, pick the chain. I encourage that to all showmen on the outside of the ring. Pick one or the other. It gets a lot to handle when you have both on there. We talked about using head control and using his hands to really grab her head and work towards progressing maybe towards the halter or the chain. And so I really commend him for all of your great work this summer. You're walking her out beautifully. You're setting her up well. Your showmanship skills are really superb. So continue the great work and congratulations.
Congratulations to Sage Durner, number 170, for our Champion Junior Breeding Meat Goat Showman. Next up, we have our Pee Wee Showman. Can we have the junior doe under one group make their way to the holding pens, please? That would be class 1. In the holding pens, I will need Charlie Adams, Avery Adams, Reagan Allen, Grace Baumgartner, Kale Breton, Adeline Crowder, Sage Durner, Tegan Durner, with 2 entries, Ryan Fireharm, Devin Graham, Callie Rosner with 2, and Blair Sanchez. Cooper Sanchez, and Taya Thompson.
Can we give our Pee Wee showmen a round of applause for coming out here today? I thought I would go through and let each of them introduce themselves. So we'll start here. Can you introduce yourself?
Wait, what's your name? McKinley.
Now, McKinley, you're out here earlier with lambs. Do you like lambs or goats better?
Goats.
Goats? Yeah, me too. They're a lot better. All right. Do you want to introduce yourself again?
Cooper.
And Cooper, do you like lambs or goats better?
Lambs.
Oh, lambs. They're pretty good too. All right. Casey, do you want to say your name in the mic?
My kid isn't Casey.
Casey, do you like lambs or goats better?
Goat.
Got another goat here. All right, and here's our last Pee Wee showman. Can you say your name for everybody?
Luke.
And Luke, do you like lambs or goats better? I know you were out here for lambs earlier, but...
Goats.
Goats. Well, it looks like you're outnumbered 1-3, but good thing it's the goat show. So I'll go ahead and select showman here, and then we'll give him a big round of applause for doing so good. Congratulations, McKinley. Congratulations. Good job, Casey. Yeah.
Thank you to our Pee Wee showmen. Now we are getting ready for Class 1 for breeding meat goats. We will need Grace Baumgartner, Adeline Crowder, Sage Durner, Tegan Durner, Ryan Fireharm, Callie Rosner with 2 entries, Cooper Sanchez, and Taya Thompson. At this time, I would like to introduce our Laramie County Fair ambassadors. We have Phoebe Hinkle, Brody Medina, Caitlin Schnell, and Nevaeh Sloan. I would like to encourage everyone to attend the FFA Sale of Champions at 7 p.m. on Friday, August 8th at the Cheyenne Frontier Days headquarters, and the Laramie County 4-H Livestock Sale at 9 a.m. on Saturday, August 9th here at the Event Center at Archer. Please come out and support our youth and all of their hard work. We do have Kelly from Rugged Grace Photography today. Kelly's passionate about helping and supporting students in FFA and 4-H. You can find her images and a link to your free digital copies on her Facebook page. Thank you so much, Kelly, for coming.
Can we give this class of exhibitors a round of applause, please? I did take my time because this top four, you got lots of different styles between some of them, and these two are very similar. But I do like each of them in their own right. They do offer a lot of pieces, and I will say on any given day, I think you can go between these four. They all have their really good things, and there's things about them that I don't really care for. So I think there's give and take with every single one of them, but it's a really good class all the way down to the very end. And it comes down to these two. They both have pieces that I do like. They're both very massive. They're very powerful. But then I think that's also a shortfall too, because they're a little too coarse in my opinion for Doleans as well. I think they have a little bit too much skin in their upper front, so they're not as feminine compared to the two that are in third and fourth. But they both offer some really good pieces of being really expansive across the top and really well. I think at the end of the day, I think it's one that's just a tick more taller in her front end. I think is going to be the winner for me, and that's going to be the one up here. She's a little bit more extended in her front end, a little bit more elevated, which I like. So congratulations, young lady. This one is second. She follows suit with this one. She's really powerful, really wide. She offers great dimension. When I get my hands on her top's bigger than my hand span, which is really excellent, especially if you want to add base and power into your program. I just wish she was a little bit more elevated in her chest floor. I wish that she was a little bit more extended in her front end, but she has so many great pieces to her that I can't be too hard. So congratulations, young lady. This one in third, I really love her from the profile. She's really gorgeous. She's got a lot of natural power and muscle. And when you get your hands on her, her loin is pretty big compared to the one in fourth. And that's where the one in fourth, I think, falls a little short, is her top is, when you get your hands on her, it's a little bit smaller. Her loin's not as big. It's just not as competitive to the ones in the top three, but still really good dough here. But the third one, I just wish she had more power and width. And I just wish she had that in her chest where you get around onto her chest. It's a little disappointing that she's not more blown apart like the two that lead the class, but still really good dough. I love the look from the side. Very showy, so congratulations. The one in fourth, I really like this doe. I think she's so feminine. I wish the ones in front of her had her femininity and her really great look. It's just when I get my hands on her and start looking at her from the base up, I just wish she had some of those other extra touches to her. But she's such a good doe. I think any given day she could work her way up in this class. But congratulations, young lady. This goat next, I love this little doe. I think she is so stellar and so good. I wish I could see her continue to grow. I think there's so many really good pieces about her, and I'm just excited for this young man as he continues to grow in her program. But so uniform, really wide on her pins. You get on her front chest, and it's just really phenomenal how blown apart she is. I think she's going to be a great addition to any program. I'm really excited to see you grow her out and what she'll look like in a few years. This doe here, I think just in a class with some does that are just more powerful and more wide. I think that's where it differs between the little doe that was in front and this one, is that little doe in front, I think, just has a little bit more things that I do like just for the animal itself. But this doe is so pretty, so extended in her front, which I love. I love femininity on my does, and she offers some really good pieces. I just like to expand her across the top a little bit more, make her a little bit wider in her pins. But she's a great doe in her own right. Will be really good in a program. So congratulations. This little doe next, when you get underneath that hair, I just wish she had some more power to her, but her top is just really uniform. When she gets on the move, she moves pretty nicely. She has a nice clean neck on her, which I really like, and the young man does a good job with her. When you look at the ones in front of her, just maybe not my favorite one today, but still has a lot of really good pieces. So congratulations to you. And this bottom pair here, this one that has the belt, when you get your hands on her, she has a really uniform top. She's great along that loin, and that's where she beats the one that will round out our classes. Her top is just much better handling and very good in that aspect. And has some really good pieces to her as an overall breeding doe. I think she'll be really good with kidding ease when you have her in your program. So congratulations to you, young man. Young lady, rounding out our class, you have a very feminine doe. She has a lot of really good pieces to her that I do like. I just wish I could blow her apart more on her top, add some more power in there. But I think it really comes down to adding more base width on her with the ones in front of her. But she has some great pieces that I'd be excited to put in anyone's program. And the color itself is pretty exciting too. So congratulations. Can you please give those exhibitors one more round of applause? Thank you.
All right, good job, exhibitors. In sixth place, we have Tegan Derner. Fifth place, we have Cooper Sanchez. Fourth place, we have Taya Thompson. Third place, we have Callie Rosner with her first one. And then second place, we also have Callie Rosner. And in first place, we have Grace Baumgartner. Next up, we need class 2 for yearling doe over 1 year, under 2 years. We should have Haley Diaz, Ryan Fireharm, Blair Sanchez, McKenna Schilling, and Mariah Schilling. Just a reminder, all first and second places from these classes will be coming back for the overall.
Can we give this class of showmen a round of applause, please? I think it's always exciting to see when young ducklings grow into yearlings. You really get to see the potential they have after they have that time to progress and mature and really get to see them for what they will become and add into your program. And the one that I like first is the one with the lady with the pink shirt. I think this doe is really feminine, really pretty. She has a nice wide pin set, really uniform across her top. She has that nice structural piece that'll make her really great for kidding ease when it comes time for kidding. And she's really clean in her front end, which is something I like to look for in does. Is you have to have really good foundational does for any breeding program, and you have one that has really good skeletal build to her. She's really pretty in the front, has a nice balance, a nice look from the side. You can add a lot more to her with different pairings of bucks, and I think she's really nice and a good addition to your program. So congratulations, young lady. I went back and forth between second and third, but I feel like second, when you actually get on top of her, she has a nice width to her hip, which is great when it comes time for kidding. When you look at her front, she's a lot cleaner than the one that comes in third and still has enough width to her that is still adequate enough. I like her a lot because she has that femininity in her neck. It's nice and pretty and has that nice, what I would call a pencil neck look, which is great for if you're going for market weathers or show does. A really nice doe overall, really balanced and complete. So congratulations, young man. The one in third, I really do like her. I think she has some mass to her. She has some good pieces. I think where I start to nitpick her a bit is maybe I like her to be a little bit more eye-appealing and attractive. However, it depends, again, what you're doing in your program. If you want something more powerful and massive, I think she really brings that to the table. I just like to clean her up in her chest floor and in her neck area. That's my only nitpick between her and the one in second, but a really good doe nonetheless. The one rounding out our class, I just like to change her look a little bit to have more power to her, to have more mass. But in terms of getting out and moving, she moves quite well with good structure, which is great when you're actually carrying kids. And she has a nice long body, a good neck in her, just not enough width and expansion compared to the ones higher in the class, but still a really good respective doe. So congratulations, young man. Can you please give these exhibitors a round of applause?
All right, good job, class. In fourth place, we have McKenna Schilling. Third place, we have Haley Diaz. Second place, Ryan Fireharm. In first place, Blair Sanchez. Next, we have class 3, senior doe over 2 years. We should have Cooper Sanchez, Blair Sanchez, Mariah Schilling, Ryan Fireharm, Cooper Sanchez, and Blair Sanchez.
Can we give these exhibitors a round of applause? This is a really nice of 2+ year old doe lanes. I think it's like, as a fellow breeder, as they continue to grow older, you really get to see them set into that maturity and really see what they are phenotypically. And by this point in your program, you probably have an idea of who you want to breed to. Maybe you've already bred them, or even what type of mama they're going to be. And I think there's one that has like more of the overall completeness for me. Each one of them has their really good sides, maybe some things that I would like to change. But the man in the purple shirt is going to be the first for this class. I think he has a doe really like that's from the side, really nice and long bodied, extending her front floor. She has enough width and enough uniformity across her top that I like to put her first. If there's anything I like to change, I like to add some maybe more bone underneath her. But it's really nitpicky, and again, it depends on what you're doing in your program. But I think the most overall complete doe out here. Between second and third, it actually came down to base width for me. So the one that's going to be second is this young lady here. From the front, her doe is more clean, more wide. And we get your hands on her top. She has a bigger hip and is wider across her top. And so that's the only difference between her and the one in third. But congratulations to you, young lady. The one in third, rounding out our class, is a nice doe in her own right. The only thing I like to change about her is make her a little bit more expansive in the front, maybe clean her up just a little bit, but she does have that feminine neck to her, a long bodied, and has lots of nice traits to her that make her a really nice breeding doe for any program. So congratulations to you. Can we give those exhibitors a round of applause?
Good job, class. In first place, we have Cooper Sanchez. Second place, Mariah Schilling. Third place, Blair Sanchez. For class 4, we need Ryan Fireharm, Cooper Sanchez, and Blair Sanchez. And also, quick reminder, all first and second places will come back for the final drive. Sorry, quick confirm. We are doing final drive right now and then a pair of does.
Can we give the exhibitors and our Supreme Dough Drive a round of applause? I would just like to tell each and every single one of you out here, and even the ones that did not make it to the grand drive today, that I'm extremely proud of every single one of you. One, it's really not easy to show doughs. I've done it. They're really hard to get ready to come into the ring and let alone show inside the ring. But congrats to all of you for doing that and for exhibiting your breeding animals here today. And I'd just like to also say that, as this is one of the last times I'll be on the mic, that it could have been way different today, especially in one of our classes that was really deep. Any other judge, it could have ended up being different with some of the sortings and placings, but this is my opinion for today of what I thought was the best and what I believe to be the better quality animals. But I like to tell every single one of you as a veteran shower is make the most of this time in the ring, because it will come a day where you'll finally get to close that chapter and move on to the next thing in your life. And this is the time here to set those ground skills, those life lessons, really solidify those as you move into the next part of your life. If you heard my bio, I'm a physiology major on the pre-med path. So the things that I learned here in the show ring is what has been helping me through college and some rigorous coursework and outside things as well, to really pay attention to the small things. But most importantly in all is taking care of something bigger and better than yourself. And that's something that you're learning here, is taking care of something that relies on you. And so take that with you to the next part of your life, or if you have many years left showing, continue to enjoy it because it goes by really quick. Enjoy those in the ring with you. Enjoy those outside the ring, and really get to know the people around you who love, care, and support for you, because this is a chapter in your life that's meant to be the memories and the joys, not how many buckles, banners, or wins you have underneath your belt, because mine are just collecting dust right now. So enjoy the moment while you're in here and just really have fun and enjoy your county fair and enjoy all the fried fair food. But with that, I think there are two out here that are really good pairing that I feel really good using as my Supreme and Reserve Supreme. But nonetheless, each of these doughs are really good in their own right. They each have things that I really like and things that maybe I like to change about them. That's the joys of a breeding program. You pair them with a really good buck to get maybe those qualities that you do want in your future generations. But can we give these exhibitors one more round of applause?
Congratulations, Grace Baumgartner and Callie Rosner. Now we will be going into class 4. Best pair of doughs. We do need Ryan Fireharm, Cooper Sanchez, and Blair Sanchez.
In our class here of pin and twos, we have 3 pins I think are both bring some good quality to the table. I think for me personally, I like the one here to be first place, will be second place here, and third place for our pin and twos. Can we give them each a round of applause, please?
Congratulations, class. First, we have Ryan Fireharm. Second was Cooper Sanchez. And third was Blair Sanchez. Thank you all for coming out. And that is the end of our Breeding Me Goat show.